ESIP clusters are self-forming knowledge collectives, driven by a desire to solve a common problem or to explore new knowledge of value to the entire group. ESIP clusters are the online equivalent of agency-funded workshops, but without the need for additional funding, nor the waiting for approval, nor the complications of finding the right place and time, nor the hassle of flying people across the nation. ESIP clusters have a mission to get things done, publish results, and then go home. The fact that U.S. research agencies spend $1 billion a year funding scientific workshops signals the need that science has for collective intelligence to address really complex problems. And nowhere are problems more complex than in Earth system science. Academic workshops emerged in the 1970s as a means to gather the requisite variety of knowledge required to tackle these problems. ESIP clusters are online collectives populated from several hundred active ESIP members who bring thousands of years of Earth data experience to the table. ESIP is exceptionally well prepared to solve a wide range of Earth data problems, and clusters are its weapon of choice in this struggle for new knowledge. ESIP uses this thing called the Internet. It's where science is meant to be. Clusters choose from a suite of online platforms to support their virtual collaboration. They demand what they need, and ESIP supplies it, and then they get down to work. Each collective's teamwork is accelerated through the bi-yearly ESIP meetings, where members learn about each other's skills and build friendship and trust. ESIP clusters are different from simple listservs or what are sometimes called communities. They want everybody to be actively contributing. No spectators allowed. It's the science equivalent of going to Burning Man. Join a cluster like you would join a choir at church. Come to sing and sing loud. Be ready to share and open to learn a new song or three. You may never have joined an online collective that will work together as fast and as well as your cluster might. After a while, you could wonder why you haven't been clustering your entire career. ESIP invented clusters in January of 2002. For more than 15 years, we've worked to make them better. Your cluster begins as an invitation to your peers across the country to work together on a common problem or knowledge arena. Your cluster can be exactly what you need it to be. It's not predefined. It's up to you and other cluster members to self-define this collective. Your cluster is probably not like other groups you've joined, and may be different from other clusters. That's fine too. Let's explore some more. ESIP does not restrict the creation of clusters to specific types of work. You can create a cluster for any task or goal that you need one for. Clusters are as easy to end as they are to start. In between, they're all about the work. They can last a month or a decade. If they grow stale, they can go away, and that's not a bad thing. It's not a failure. It's just an ending. If a new group wants to continue the work of a dead cluster, it can revive it. New life can spark an old cluster. If another group wants to work on a topic that's similar and might even overlap, that's no problem. They can start a new cluster. Sometimes clusters join up. Sometimes they split up. They can work together or apart. An ESIP cluster's core problem or issue may be small, or it could be gigantic. The knowledge may be specific or widely applicable across the earth sciences. Each cluster tackles the problem they need to solve. Need to know how to Dockerize a specific workflow? A cluster might help. Need to interact with W3C Prov on new specifications? A cluster could be the ticket. Want to create a community-led, open access preprint service for the earth sciences? An ESIP cluster has already done that. Let's end where we started. We all remember workshops. Flying into a city, gathering to work really hard, the bad coffee, the travel delays, all of that stuff. I mean, workshops are so 20th century. They're still flying people across the country, and they cost tens of thousands of dollars, and they take months to get approved, and sometimes they're not approved. And in the end, someone, usually the organizer, writes a white paper and puts it where no one can ever find it. I mean, sure, sometimes you still need a workshop, but not really all that often. And even workshops work better when they spin up a cluster. ECIP clusters are like instant online workshops, only nobody needs to fly anywhere. Hop into the cluster conversation when you can, but then be prepared to work. Collaborate asynchronously and get things done. It's the ECIP way.